Plug.
Welcome to MMA Plug, and today we're going to be talking about the UFC's Ultimate Fighter Season 32. In the last few years, a lot of complaints have been going about UFC's staleness with the Ultimate Fighter because, again, for 32 seasons, not much has changed. The formula has consistently had coach 16 fighters, but with different, themes. Last season, veterans versus amateurs, and we saw what happened. And then this season we have fighters from 14 different countries, and these are international amazing prospects. With the coaches Alexa Grasso, Valentina Shevchenko, a lot of people aren't expecting much of a charismatic show, even with the language barrier, but they both speak English, but just at times it just seems a little awkward. I think the season is very underappreciated. With these international prospects, a lot of these bouts are amazing. In this latest episode, I've watched up until season 5, pretty swell. I like a lot of the prospects. Some fights are hit or miss, but so far things are going good. I'm enjoying the Ultimate Fighter. I'm enjoying the season and the characters. I think the UFC has selected an amazing group of people, hit on every prospect. Some missed, but there's some fighters I actually genuinely think that they can come back, they can rebound from this performance, because the UFC has definitely did a great job scouting. So from the first episode, you have Guillermo Torres versus Rodai, the South African, the white South African. Okay, and just one thing I really want to point out, I want to backtrack. This first episode is not a great representation of the season. You have Guillermo Torres, a poor representation of prospect. I'm going to be honest. The 37-year-old, 5'5", 145 featherweight, right, is fighting Rodai, you know what I'm saying? 5'9", 145, which is not bad, but the 5'5", 37-year-old. Dude, we have Sean O'Malley, that's like 5'11" at 135, which is an anomaly, but it's just insane that this is who you're selecting for the Ultimate Fighter, and we got so attached to him too. Like, I remember he was talking about his daughter, but dude, once you flash in the real on who he really is and how old he is, man, and this fight represented that. This fight wasn't too good. Rodai won, but man, it just sucks for Guillermo. You're 37. They really were trying to just hype someone up with this fight, man, but it was slow, boring. Episodes 2, you really see the Ultimate Fighter tend to pick up, and especially this is where I really think that this prospect shines. Robert, the 6'2", 79-inch reach Jírí Procházka clone. This guy, talking about sacrificing blood for the gods, having a violent pregnancy, and being so cool, like stoic, the moment I'm gonna kill you. And then Giannis, a 33-year-old, he eventually gets knocked out. I really do think it's due to Valentina Shevchenko's training regimen. She is making them not drink water throughout their entire 3-hour training, just because that causes fatigue to run through the brain. And this man obviously looks awful cutting the weight, and this is a thing that he's not used to. Next episode, it does dissipate. We have Khan Offley versus Nathan Fletcher. Nathan Fletcher honestly looks so promising, but Khan Offley gets the decision due to experience, and honestly, maybe Valentina was at fault for this, man, because Nathan Fletcher was better. But great fight. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. They really have been trying to pull on just meeting the fighters and pulling their heartstrings and really get to know them before something really happens. And I think later in the episodes they really harp on it more. And I think especially just like it's just the same as it's the same as always. It's the same thing. Like you always see with the Ultimate Fighter, nothing different.
I do let you bang. Hey, let me bang again, man. I let you bang.
In episode 4, you really do see another step up in selecting their prospects. You have a young Omran, 6'1", middleweight, with 79-inch range, who's made even a welterweight before. This guy's large for the division and, a good, lengthy wrestling striker. And it ended in a submission with Amran, you know, and this is a young guy who you want to see succeed, you know what I'm saying? Not a 37-year-old, you know, not someone who's 30 who might just be on their way out, you know what I'm saying? So, good win. And yeah, I would actually say this is one of the better episodes where it's not too much filler, so much just going on, because the fight is pretty lengthy and you're there for the fights. Especially this season, there's no beef, there's no Jersey Shore aspect where people are getting wasted and losing it, except for Giannis, who is still coping about his loss. So the next fight, episode 5. These is where I think people actually might just at least want to check out Ultimate Fighter, because this fight was one to watch. Like, full of violence. Episode 5 was full of violence. You had this European military guy who laid it all on the line. Honestly, throwing whips. Both these guys laid it on the line. Both had hard heads and slang the bang, bro. Honestly, you had this Russian guy who worked at Starbucks, who gave it his all. Like, genuinely, a decent story. I really do like the Russian guy. Him, Nathan Fletcher, definitely should have a bout to remain in, you know, the Ultimate Fighter, because again, I'm so adamant about these are some good prospects. Like, dude, fighters, like, in their spirit, you not just their occupation, and you can see in the way they laid it out, and they really wanted to be in the UFC and change their livelihood. And this is like why I like watching Ultimate Fighter. Stories like these, I'm excited to say that, you know, this was a performance that was on there. I didn't waste my money, you know, paying for to watch this. I'm really high on all these prospects. Maybe not the 37-year-old, but these featherweights, you know, emphasize that, hey, that UFC does, you know, have a lot going for them. So hopefully they keep finding young prospects to watch on the Ultimate Fighter, because at the end of the day, if they have great prospects, then there's nothing to worry about for the Ultimate Fighter. There's something to watch, at least for me as a fight fan. So, you know, yeah. So thank you for watching MMA Plug, and tune into more recaps on the Ultimate Fighter.
Plug. 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 Plug.